Hi there, folks. Hi. Andrea Cox here with the healthyhaven.net and alkalizewithandrea.com. I will move up for you. And I want to do this video on something that actually, I'm going to start the video by saying, let's cut the bullshit. This isn't, one of those motivational Mondays Q&A answer videos, but actually I'll make it a little Q&A at the end. Before I get started, though, I want to tell you about a webinar I'm doing with Ronnie Landis tomorrow at 2 p.m. We've done webinars in the past. It's going to be live, so join us. I will post the link below in the comments section. But let's cut the bullshit here. And I'm speaking directly to the health coaches out there. And, there are a lot of excellent health coaches. There's a lot of them I'm friends with, a circle of us that hang out here in San Diego. My friend Tanya's she's an amazing health coach. I've got a lot of dear friends. Ronnie Landis, he's a great health coach. A lot of people consider me to be a great health coach, although I don't call myself a health coach. I call myself a detox aficionado, we'll say. But I want to cut the bullshit here and get straight to something that I'm seeing that's really kind of pissing me off. It is pissing me off. And I used to actually think it was kind of comical and I would laugh at it, but now I'm seeing it more and more, and it's quite scary, actually. I work with a lot of people that have cancer or they have had cancer, and they've been through chemo, they've been through all kinds of things. I get three types of clients usually. I get your average housewife that wants to fit into a dress for a party in a month or so, the women that want to lose weight. I get a lot of girls that have had eating disorders and are familiar with my struggle, and I usually go through a process of elimination with that because I don't feel like that is my place to help those girls, just because, to be quite honest with you, a lot of them look at my body and my body is very, how should I say this, photograph friendly and video friendly, and I don't want women to strive and think that that's where they should be. So I usually send them somewhere else. Sometimes I'll work with them if they've been through a program already. And then I get a lot of people that have had a degenerative disease such as cancer, or either have cancer. And a lot of my VIP clients actually have cancer and come to me to detox immediately after chemo. So it really upsets me when I see people advertising or, claiming to work with clients when I know for a fact they've never worked with a client. That is not good karma, folks. It's not. And it bothers me for a very specific reason. It gives the rest of us a very bad name. I would say a third of my clients come to me after they have worked with someone that has basically bullshitted them out of money and taken their money and not done anything for them. So let me kind of give you a little bit about my background, and I'll explain to you a little bit more what I'm talking about. So I had an eating disorder as a model in my 20s. Many of you already know this story. And I healed my own eating disorder on living foods. I began juice fasting, water fasting. I don't want anyone to think that if they have an eating disorder, they need to go this route. This was after working with someone one-on-one that is literally the master. Everyone knows who he is. He's like the master shaman, we'll call him. And I also had a colonic with, Gil Jacobs in New York City, and learned about food combining. I learned about raw foods. I learned about veganism. I went to Kaha Academy of Holistic Arts, studying under Ariel Hubbard, which is on my Facebook page. You always see us probably conversing back and forth. She's excellent. Got my reflexology certification through her. I then went on to get a Reiki certification. I went through the whole program at Optimal Health Institute. I'm talking about the program where you get your certificate. Gerson, I mean, you name it, I've done it. But that's not the point. The point is it took, and I wrote about this morning, literally 10 years of working on myself, colon hydrotherapy. I'm talking like daily for a long time, weekly, then bi-weekly, then monthly, cleaning out the debris of the damage I had done. And biofeedback, cognitive behavioral therapy to help me heal my eating disorder. Everything I did was a process to get me where I am today. So when I see people that are claiming to be a health coach and I page down their Facebook feed, let's see, a year ago, 18 months ago, whatever, and they're, at McDonald's or Chuck E. Cheese feeding their kid, I have to make a judgment call myself, I'm sorry, this is the way I feel, call me judgmental. I'm being honest here. It takes a while for one to come to a place of clarity mentally once they have done enough damage to the physical body. And, my damage, let's face it, was very light. I never was addicted to white flour or white sugar or processed foods or fast foods. I didn't start out that way. I started out as a fitness model. It was the animal products that I needed to get rid of, and the mindset, the monkey mind. And so I kind of started with the one-up, we'll say, and it still took 10 years. And granted, everybody has their own time and their process to go through their process. But what I don't understand, and I'll actually give you an example of this, a few years ago, this is, like 4 years ago, I had my websites designed by, a girl, and she would come over and work on it at my house, and we'd work together, and sometimes we would work apart. And I actually kept her on for over a year. And, some people were telling me to get rid of her, saying she was charging too much, and people that knew more than me in that industry, and I didn't listen. And she would come in literally every other day hungover. Like, well, Andrea, what can I drink for a hangover? What can I take for a hangover? Or she would be on a prescription for a flu medication, or just all this. It was a mess. And, half the time I felt like I was babysitting and my web person. And literally 3 months after I fired her, she became a health coach. That is almost like a person who deals in drugs, deals in cocaine, becoming head of the anti-drug association or something. It just takes a little more time to get there. That's not to say that someone cannot do an entire 180. Most people that come into this industry do a 180 because they're brought here from their own illness. That's a fact. I was brought here from my own illness, and then years later, over a decade later, had developed myself and felt ready to take on clients. But here's what happens when we claim to have a, big set of clients and blah, 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 and we're working with this people and that person, and we actually don't know our shit and we don't have any clients, and then we get one. What happens is that client will see through you, and that client will know you're full of shit, and that client will tell another person, or will tell another person, or they'll then come hire me or another reputable person to help them get well and feel better, or lose weight, or detox after their chemo, and then we'll know about you. And when we find out about you and we find out you're full of shit, it's a very small world. Don't play that game. This gets me upset. It gives people like me who really know how to detox people on a cellular level, and people who are in this because it's their life's calling, it gives us a bad name, and I don't like that. So this is my pet peeve. This is the thing I don't like to see in the industry, and it actually finally, I decided to speak out about it, and I've never spoke out about it before, and I decided to speak out about it today. So I hope that this video made sense to you. It might not make sense to you if you're not in my industry, and that's okay. It doesn't need to, and it's a longer video. But I have a feeling when I upload this to my YouTube channel, they are going to go crazy. And the reason they're going to go crazy is because it's true, and it happens all the time, and it really needs to stop. So the best advice I can give to someone that is wanting to, this is like a balloon, by the way, this dress, that is wanting to get into this and is wanting to do right by people and help people, go through your own healing process first. Do not jump on the bandwagon and begin helping people when you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Because I'll tell you what, I never did that, but I actually thought about it. I had a lot of people helping me. I had a lot of people helping me with my websites, etc. And I'll tell you what, money is a very powerful thing, and it can make people do really stupid shit. And that's the biggest one, because your reputation is something you cannot replace. You cannot replace. And I don't care if you love me or you hate me out in society, like, wherever, at the grocery or at the gym or whatever. Everyone knows that I walk my walk, and when people come to me for coaching or a retreat or to help them, that they know they're going to lose weight, they're going to feel better, they're going to look better, and they're going to get the help they need. I'm Andrea Cox. I hope you enjoy this video. Toss me some love. Sorry it was a little bit intense. Be well.